For you?
Sorry, get the label out front.
For me. Cheers.
Cheers. Hi guys, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sophie.
And this is Girls Watch Girls Play, the podcast. What a week it is, babe.
What on earth?
So we kind of soft launched that we'd been working on a very cool project last week. And finally, as you may see, if you follow on the socials, we've been blasting it on there. We're the faces of the Women's Champions League Heineken campaign.
This year,
Yeah, the pub delivery campaign. And that has been in the works for how long now?
Probably a month, 5 weeks.
Yeah. But it has been the most hectic and best 5 weeks, month of my life, definitely.
Yeah, mine too. Like everything I've ever dreamed of, all packed in 1 week. And to top it off, our club got a Champions League.
Oh my God. Okay, we're going to do this in chronological order. We can't get too excited that we had, obviously the best day of our lives was the Champions League final.
Yeah.
But there's like a long story lead up of all the exciting stuff that happened.
Exactly. We're just going to go through the whole experience with Heineken and working on such an exciting project. We're just going to go into all the details because look, we want to talk about it. We know people want to hear, but telling the same story again and again is just like, look, this is why we have a podcast, guys.
This is why we can yap and yap and yap.
Yeah. So buckle in, grab yourself a Heineken.
Not sponsored, but like,
not
guys,
sponsored, but
let us know if you want to work together again.
Amazing. Woo.
So for me, I was sitting at my girlfriend's cafe. She works at a cafe, and I get this like verified message come through on Instagram DMs, and I was like, ooh. And then I remembered like you can pay for a tick nowadays, so I was like, oh, let me just click on it, let's see what it is. And it was a message from the official Heineken account, and it was so cryptic. It was like, we're looking for super fans for Arsenal. Do you have anyone that we could get in touch with? I'm like, that's really cool and stuff, but it didn't seem like it was about us or anything.
I got a text from you. It was like not making sense at all. When we get excited, we send each other like just the word, like a word. Not
the thing is, you're usually like, both at workplaces, so it's always like under table,
frantic,
like.
So you sent like something like Heineken, but it was definitely not spelt right. So I was like, what?
I only learned how to spell Heineken probably 2 weeks ago. I know of Heineken. I've always had Heineken, but like how to spell it, I don't know. Lots of vowels. It's kind of like my name. Lots of E's and I's.
But anyway, I ran to the toilet. I was like, I need to go to the toilet. So I ran and I was like, oh my God. And I was trying to work out what the message was like you.
It was so cryptic and strange.
It basically, we thought, or at least I thought, they want us to like do like one video for them asking fan superstitions.
Yeah.
And they wanted like our comment section. Either that or they wanted us, I don't know, like something like that.
Yeah, I was under the impression that they were asking to get in touch with like a load of Arsenal fans. And it wasn't until then we had to sign an NDA, and then that's when it all came out, when we had that first call.
Literally.
After we'd signed stuff, they were like, right guys, here's the actual project.
Yeah, we had the call the next day, I think.
Yeah.
And from there we were like, oh my God. And it was so stressful. Why was it so stressful?
Because we were only going to get to be in this campaign if Arsenal beat Lyon when we were already what was the aggregate?
2-1.
2-1 down.
Yeah, so it happened that week. So the week in between first leg and second leg of the semi-final.
So if you saw any of those videos of us sobbing, crying when we won that game against Lyon, against all odds, it seemed, that was why, because we also were so happy we got to be in the Champions League, and we knew that we were going to get to go see the girls and be in this super exciting project. Yeah. And even then, I don't think I really understood
how big it was,
how big the project was.
Yeah.
Until the first day of filming in London.
Yeah.
And then when we filmed again in Lisbon, like honestly, until the day it really came out, like I knew it was big, but just seeing how big it was and like it was just, I never saw that for us.
Neither. And like that, I mean, we were so nervous, understandably. We were nervous as Arsenal fans for that game anyway. We were so scared. And we shown this TikTok before on our podcast, but it's us doing the crystals, us making a little like witch manifestation.
Those crystals will come back in the story later.
The crystals will come back. But we were so nervous, like genuinely my stomach. We left that Chelsea-Barca game early to get to a pub to go and watch the Arsenal game because nowhere in Chelsea was putting it on.
Yeah, we went and like asked around, like, is anyone going to play the Arsenal-Lyon game? And they were like, no, we're playing like some men's Premier League, like low-level tier game.
Yeah,
and
it was
like,
a stupid game.
Like, that, guys, is kind of a big deal, and like everyone around here is interested in women's football.
So we had to trek to the other side of London, but
trek to Finsbury Park.
Yeah, but it's fine. And we watched it, and the emotions. Good lord. I DM'd, I think, every Arsenal player that day.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're big on that. You're big at getting in people's DMs.
If I'm like on a high, I will message someone.
Every time you get drunk, you sing a song to Adele on
Oh yeah, I do.
Instagram Direct.
Yeah, I do. More if I'm with Bonnie, but like I do that. we do it often. But yeah, I mean, that game was so stressful for us because it wasn't just like our team getting to a final, it was us getting visibility.
The biggest opportunity of my life.
And like a big showcase in women's football media, which was massive to us. And then, from there.
And also, just even at the smallest part of it, was getting to go see our team at the Champions League, which we never would have been able to afford.
No. The prices. Oh my good lord.
We're just two girls, you know, in London trying to pay our rent. Exactly. I don't think we can really get to Lisbon.
The flights.
We're not rolling
600, 800, a grand. Girl.
It wasn't going to happen.
It was not going to happen.
We were always going to try do it, but I always knew that we were going to be disappointed and either be scraping the bottom of my overdraft, that I am doing anyway, or not going.
Yeah.
So on top of this amazing opportunity, getting to see our girls, like it was even just the bare minimum of seeing them. And then to eventually when we get to there, where we were when we got to see them and what we got to do there is just the most insane thing.
It's crazy. So should we talk about how in the middle there was a little blip with it? There was a little bump in the road where it wasn't looking like it was going to happen.
Yeah, there was one moment where it looks like we weren't going to be able to do it. You know, there's lots of things that need to happen in order for like these kind of large scale campaigns to happen. There was a moment where it wasn't going to happen. And there was like, well, how many days was it of like genuinely the biggest devastation of our lives? 4 days of just like quite a lot of tears, quite a lot of fear. All this amazing opportunity was just there and then it was gone. But then boom, who pulled through? Matteo is like the nicest person ever. He was the one doing all the calls with us. He was with the production company.
Yeah. It's the guy we spoke to from day one.
Yeah, legend Matteo. Pulled through, got it all back up again. Well, from our point of view, that's kind of how it.
I'm sure there
were so many people involved, but in my perspective, Matteo says, "I don't think it's happening." And then Matteo's like, "You're going," and we're like, it was amazing,
a dream. And from there, we had. I don't know. I think we had a meeting. We actually had a meeting after they won the second leg.
Yeah.
And that was like the list of things we were going to get to do, like go to Lisbon twice, like film in London. Like we were so excited, and then we had it ripped away. Well, we thought we had it ripped away. Then
yeah. Obviously, there's just like things that need to happen in order for these kind of large scale things. Yeah.
It's a massive campaign. I mean, building a pub is crazy.
Yeah.
But
it was back on. Amazing.
Yep.
Cried to my therapist, came back the next week. Girl, you'll never guess what happened. It's back. And she's like, oh my God, yes. You'll never guess. I just emailed her the links to the campaign.
She's going to enjoy it.
If you listen to my podcast, what are you doing? I tell you everything in therapy. So like, hope you liked it.
And then let's go to our first day of shooting.
So I was in London and that was at the 12 Pins, which is the pub that got recreated in Lisbon, which is a pub that we often go to.
Yeah.
Right before the game, we have a drink. So we went there and we did the first lot of filming.
This was crazy. Like we had no idea what to expect. Also like two girls that have like kind of grown up doing drama and acting and stuff. Like this is something when we were younger, at least, like not what we want now, but when we were younger, it's probably something we would have dreamed of.
Absolutely. Like, there was like proper cameras, proper hair and makeup. Stylist, shout out Polly. Polly was our
stylist.
Wardrobe stylist, yeah. She was just... She's one of the nicest people I've ever met.
So sweet. And like literally met this girl for a day. But like...
I even got a photo. Here's a photo of Sophie and Polly that I took on the London filming day.
Obsessed.
We love her.
She's so great, so kind. So thank you so much, Polly. But
that first day,
everything about it was crazy. Treated like royalty, like fed, given water. Girls, director would be like, cut. Did the
girls, you need water, fanning, food. And I was like,
oh
what?
My God, who am I?
I was like, I've never had an experience like this in my life.
I was like, yes, fan me. It was very hot, by the way. I wasn't just...
Yeah, it was a really hot day, and I was in a leather jacket. Like, I don't know if you can see in the video, but like, there's probably a bead of sweat coming down my face at some point.
But that day was so cool. What did we shoot that day? That's the day we met Gordon.
So Gordon played the bartender. Lovely Scottish man.
Lovely guy.
Great guy. He was come in like the usual.
Because we had to do a lot of speaking, even though you can't actually hear it in the final cut. We had to speak a lot. Yeah,
and there's like edits of like us just like talking, but you can't hear anything, like it's music or whatever. But we are actually having conversations about fictional football.
We did like fictional starting lineups at the bar, and we had plots going.
Yeah,
we had injuries.
We had some. I'm not going to say
who
had really bad injuries during this, because I don't want to put that.
But this, like, can I just say, we were like filming for so long. We had to keep coming up with plots to keep it interesting.
Yeah,
at one point, like Lotta was out. Lotta was like not playing, and then next take she was in.
She may have been. Shocking. She may have been up front at some point.
Shocking. Yeah. I think Leah was.
Yeah. Leah up front.
I think
Leah in the 11.
Yeah, literally, we had plots going. It was so funny. But if anyone like actually understood what we were saying, they probably must have thought we were insane.
But that's the theatre of it all.
That's the theatre. That's showbiz. But no, every time we'd walk in, we had to walk up and down the street so many times for like one tiny shot to go in. Is so funny. But the amount of times people would walk in our way and we'd be like, oh.
They didn't even know the stardom was happening.
Obviously, we're joking.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's banter. But yeah, that whole day was crazy, and we were just like, we didn't see the truck that day. We didn't see it till we went to Lisbon. So
it was there though, but they were like, we're keeping the truck a secret from you guys until you get to Lisbon, because we want it all to be a surprise. And it was just like, obviously, when we saw it, and when we did go see it, there was a huge big build up to it where we were being hidden, and then we got to like, they filmed the whole like reveal for us, and so it was amazing.
It was so cool. And then that week we flew to Lisbon.
That time in Lisbon, we were literally there about 24 hours.
We were there for less than 24 hours, but had a great time. Flew there.
Can we just say 5-star hotel?
5-star hotel. Thank you.
Thank you, Heineken.
Thank you. It was gorgeous, and like, it was so cool. Separate rooms. We thought we were gonna like.
We thought we were gonna have to like cuddle and stuff, but I snore, so Sophie would not have been happy about that.
But yeah, it was a great time. We had rooms opposite each other that time, which was so lovely. But it was so quick, and like filming quite intensely the next day, all day.
Yeah,
literally all day.
Yeah,
like what would we film? So we didn't film. It was more stills.
Yeah, a lot of stills done, and that was where we had to like. Ha 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 ha.
Oh my God, this day was exhausting.
Smile and like...
So the picture that got chosen is on the screen now. It's the one that's just been used and sent out to like PR and all that stuff. But
like all the articles you read about it, it's in there.
This day was exhausting. So we shot our reaction to it, which can be seen in the Jill and Thiago, which we'll talk about later. But that's where like that reaction is. But we were mainly doing stills this day, and we had to act so happy.
He's like, girls, you look sad, and we're like, what do you mean? Like the biggest smile on my face. My face hurt. But also I was genuinely very happy, but also I was like, he's like bigger, and I'm like,
yeah, and it was so hot. And
it was really hot,
especially inside that.
Yeah, in the truck.
And you couldn't have your arms out because you needed permission from tattoo artists.
The thing is, I didn't know about this, but like, because your tattoos are, or mine, most of mine anyway, are not flash, they're custom art. And even if they were flash, the artist's rights will obviously still belong to the tattoo artist. So I think it seems like they would have had to get permission from the tattoo artist to use it in a campaign, because that's using their art. So like, I was in long sleeves the whole thing, because I don't know if people actually see, but I do have quite a lot of tattoos going on.
So yeah, the first day of shooting in Lisbon was quick, intense. I mean,
hot.
Hot. And then like we literally were like, it was up in the air whether we were going to stay 2 nights or not. So our hotel was booked for 2 nights, but our flight was booked for the Friday night. So we had no idea if we'd be going home that day or Saturday. Basically depended on when we wrapped.
And I was like, I hope we stay an extra night.
Yeah, we were like, oh, let's
book a stay an extra night. Like even small things like I just like want to just be like, look, Heineken treated us so well.
Yeah.
Like genuinely just they were so like food whenever we wanted. There was a food truck, there was coffee, there was water, there was iced cokes, there were cokes and whatever we wanted, like
yeah.
Like they were just so kind and so lovely and just the most gorgeous team.
And even like the things like the drivers, so we had drivers like, driving us to set.
Yeah.
So lovely. And to and from the airport, literally wherever. But yeah, we literally got our flight was like 8:15 and we were still filming. Well, we were still taking pictures at like 6 and we were like, we gotta go.
And I feel like maybe it just must be because everyone on the team was Italian there, all their stuff was based in the production company based in Milan. They just must be like, Italians must be like late to the airport kind of people because none of them were stressed about it.
No one was stressed.
But we were like, we got to be there 3 hours ahead and we got to sit in spoons for an hour and a half.
We literally didn't. We were fine. We got there.
Oh, everything was so chill. I may start like going 2 hours to the airport instead of 3.
Ooh, I think when you're going home, it's okay. For like going, it's not.
Yeah, it's just not worth the stress, is it?
Like London airport, sorry.
Yeah.
No chance. But like somewhere like I flew back from Pisa on Tuesday, like that's fine.
So good.
That's so fine. But yeah, we got whisked up and taken back home and we were like, what the hell just happened? We got home at about like 1:30 that night.
Yeah.
And we were like, what happened? What has happened today?
That's so crazy, like being in Lisbon for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And getting back home to South London being like, what is going on?
Did we even go out for dinner? No. We had no time.
No. We had food at the...
We landed. We got in at about midnight.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was so much fun though. Just it was a crazy 24 hours, but we knew the next time we were going, which was the week after, that was going to be
the best time.
A longer time. How many? We were there 3 nights.
3 nights.
3 nights and then like 4 days. It was like, I knew that it was going to be just like...
So cool. So cool. And yeah, so do you want to get on to that?
Right. So obviously in between this, we're going back to our normal lives.
Yeah. Can I just say the whiplash we've had recently is rough. Like it's jump scare. Like I'm being taken care of, flown to Lisbon, taken back, and then I'm at work and I'm like making coffee for people and I'm like, oh, you don't even know what I've been doing. It's
so weird though, like just going from like something that's so cool and then also the whole other thing of not being able to tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're right, you weren't here yesterday. I'm like, yeah, no worries. Don't worry about it.
Lisbon. Why?
Don't worry about it. None of your business.
You'll see.
But yeah, it was just such whiplash coming back to normal life. And obviously we're back in normal life now. Nothing's different. But like I don't know. I feel like life won't be the same after we got to experience all the stuff we got to experience. Literally.
But yeah, so we flew back to Lisbon on last Thursday. Bit of an earlier flight. I think it was like quite a nice one, like afternoon, like 3:15 or something. Lovely. But from Luton. Heineken, that's the only thing I have to say to you. Luton.
But you know what? I'm
South.
very glad that we went to Luton because guess who commented on our TikTok? Luton Airport. Thank you, Luton Airport. And you know what? I do think Luton gets a worse rap than it is.
It is just far from where we live.
Yeah, we live south, so it's a bit of a trek.
But it was okay. Well, I mean, we had no complaints. We were just in a car, weren't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, had a bit of time to spare, so we thought, woo, let's celebrate, and we got a bottle of prosecco.
Was that?
That was at Luton.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
We did. We just thought,
we had a bottle of prosecco at Luton Airport, and honestly, I was a bit pissed when I got on the plane. I passed out. Passed out and I woke up when we got there.
Yeah, fair. I watched Dance Moms the whole time. I slept a little bit. But anyway, that was fun. Yeah, and then we ended up going out for dinner. This is like, we had a new hotel this time.
Different hotel. And I liked, this hotel was amazing.
This hotel was beautiful.
You'll never guess who else was staying there, but we'll let you know about that later.
Ooh. But yeah, so we got there. We went out for a nice dinner.
Yeah,
and
it was cute.
The thing is, this whole day we were anticipating the release of the campaign.
Yes.
We were told it was going to be out Thursday, so we were sitting on the edge of our seat all day waiting for it to come
waiting
out.
for a notification. It didn't end up coming out properly until the next morning.
However, after dinner, there was a video that went out on YouTube,
And
which
you were
I
checking
think
the YouTube.
was taken down. But
it was the exact same that one that was re-put up the next day. I just think maybe it came out a little bit early.
We saw it just after our dinner when we were waiting for our Uber, and oh my god.
Oh, here's the video of us reacting to it here.
Very emotional, very proud, excited.
Yeah.
Like that's the first time we had seen our work, and it was just cool.
Crazy as well. Like, I don't know, it felt very special to not only be a part of that, but like that there are so many Arsenal fans, especially in the women's game, and I don't know, that they wanted us in it.
Yeah,
I've never felt so special in my life.
I've genuinely never felt so special ever.
I'm so glad that we were in that.
Me
Like,
too.
it was just honestly like they rebuilt the pub that we go to.
I know.
What do you mean?
With our names on?
Yeah, that was crazy. That our names were on the outside. Like,
and it did genuinely drive from London to Lisbon. Like,
genuinely, we weren't in that car from London to Lisbon, but we know that it drove from London to Lisbon
because we knew it shot. Like, they told us, and also they filmed it, and also
so it was in London. Yeah,
and they definitely didn't make two, but because we met the guy the week before
who made it. He's so cool. Shout out Charlie.
So cool. Epic guy.
Shout out Charlie if you ever need set design.
Work,
don't know his last name, but Charlie's incredible.
So cool. But yeah, and also when we got back that night, we also got our call sheet for the next day. This is we'd have a few call sheets before for this project, and they were all really cool, but this was insane.
Context, we always knew that we would be working with Jill Scott.
We always knew we'd be working with Jill.
That was something that made us very excited, very nervous.
What the hell?
Incredible. We always knew that Jill Scott was going to be involved, and that was like the craziest thing for us. Like, Jill Scott, are you joking?
Are you freaking joking?
Jill Scott, like, what an incredible person to just be around. And also I'd heard good stuff about her, that she's such a nice person.
Yeah, my cousin's worked with her before and just...
Can vouch for that now. She is such a lovely soul.
We'll get onto that though.
Yeah, sorry.
But
getting too excited.
Yeah, so the call sheet was just crazy, and we were like, it was quite early call time, but it was going to be a long day, but like, we were ready. We were like, this is what we're here for, this is it.
And surprise, who else is on the call sheet?
Thiago Alcântara.
Insane. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but my dad is like a die-hard Liverpool supporter. Tattoo of a star on his arm and the year each time Liverpool have won the Champions League. And I'm thinking, maybe I should get onto that. Maybe I should get onto that.
Maybe we should.
07, 25.
Yeah, I love it.
Love that.
But
and I always made fun of my dad for that. I was like,
I know.
Ooh, look at him, so into sports. Now I have a North London tattoo. Like,
yeah.
I never thought I'd be just like my father. You're just like your father.
But that day was crazy. So we woke up and like, yeah, we were ushered to set at the crack of dawn. It was like 8 a.m. It wasn't that early.
But, you know, call time 8 a.m. means we had to like get up, go to a whole hotel buffet, breakfast, never complaining.
Yeah.
You know, get our hair, do our hair and makeup. And then we got there and there was also hair and makeup there. So
yeah.
I didn't realise that
Yeah. Anyway, it's just like crazy. And then we actually went outside, went for a wee or something. And then
they were like, girls, you can't leave the bathroom.
You have to stay in here. And we were like, we know they want to film our reaction to Jill, but I was like, my stuff is in that room. And so the whole day filming, we didn't have like any of our stuff. All I had was my phone. But
I didn't even have my phone. They were like,
yeah,
girls, you can't go in that room. We want you to be on film for a very secret moment. We're like, we know Jill's in there.
We know.
And then Gordon comes out of hair and makeup. He goes, he doesn't really know much about football, but he was like, there's a woman in there. I was like, oh, is she tall, quite thin, long hair? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, it's Jill Scott. And he goes, no, I thought it was. I was like, Gordon, what do you mean Jill Scott's in there? And you just come out and it's like, there's a secret in there. And he's like, Jill Scott.
So funny. But that whole day, like, I was so hot. So I was without like my fan, without like just anything of ours to like
I was
makeup,
quite unplugged,
like,
kind of liked it.
Nothing to like top up our makeup.
Yeah, and it was a sweaty day. Wanted that powder.
But yeah, and then we went to set, and then we were just talking to like the crew for a while, and then all of a sudden, like we see Jill in the corner of our eye, and I'm like, oh God, Emily. But we speaking to some great people, like someone really high up at Heineken.
Oh yeah,
and, like,
there were a lot of people that we met all on that day, like people very high up at both the.
Not even that, we met like Spencer Owen. We met
what's
Foot Crunch.
Foot Crunch. I don't know whether he wants Foot Crunch or Foot Crunch.
He said he doesn't care as long as people say it.
Okay, Foot Crunch. I'm going with that.
Yeah. we met loads of people, speaking to them all morning, but then in the corner of my eye was Jill Scott, and I'm not being funny, it's all I could think about. And at one point we hadn't eaten because I think our call time was quite early this day.
Yeah.
Or we had eaten, I don't know. We were just hungry, all right?
The girls were hungry.
And we wanted to go to the food truck and get some food or a drink or something.
Yeah.
And
I hadn't had a coffee and, you know, don't speak to me before my coffee, am I right? I'm not going to speak to Jill Scott before my coffee, am I?
But en route to the truck, we were like, knew Jill was there, but I was actually avoiding eye contact because I was like, I don't want to have to react to seeing her. But I
waved at
she
her.
waved at us. I screamed a little bit and ran away.
She screams and dashes like
I was
also
I was like, guys, we're not meant to be interacting right now.
I know that we were there on that set and in that campaign as super fans, but I really did not want to come across as a super fan to Jill Scott, who I am in fact a super fan of. I was like, Jill Scott got to think I'm cool. Jill Scott must think I'm cool. But then to be fair,
after that, she came over and she had a lovely conversation and we chatted all football. We actually she asked us who we thought the lineup would be. She was asking us about players as well. She was like, oh, how's Chloe Kelly been? I'm like, Jill, you've got a number, text her.
Do you want to give us her number too? We'll hang out, all four of us.
But she was like, oh, who do you think is going to play? We got that lineup spot on.
She must think those girls know their stuff. And I'll tell you what, sometimes we do really know our stuff. Because that lineup,
spot on.
We're talking about like who's going to be on, who's going to be off. And like, seriously.
And she was like,
even with the Chloe and me switch, like we had that down pat.
I said Chloe Kelly's going to play. She said, oh, you think Chloe's going to play? I went, yeah, she'll play.
Yeah, I was like, Beth will come on later, but Chloe will be there at the start.
Yeah.
Chloe will start.
We were very confident and we got it right. And I'm happy. It made me sound really clever. But that was crazy. So we shot with Jill all morning, like just filming with her. And like she was also filming with people like Spencer and Foot Crunch and doing Glamour magazine interviews, which we also did at different times. So if you want to see any of our content with Spencer or Foot Crunch and the Glamour mag interview, the
Glamour mag interview is so cool. She was lovely as well. I can't remember what her name was. And the Australian girl who was sat with us, Tessa, gorgeous, lovely.
Gorgeous girl.
A lot of people, everyone we met was just absolutely lovely. And you know who I think is one of the most lovely people I've ever met? Thiago. All of a sudden, this gorgeous man walks in. Man. He's so beautiful. And coming from two lesbians, he is just beautiful inside and out. That he made such and maybe I'm just like, I don't expect it from very high up famous male footballers, but just the most gentle, lovely, kind man.
He was so nice.
He was just so gorgeously lovely, trying to include us in all these conversations and like there was like an after party Heineken thing that we'll get onto, but he was like playing games with us and like
it's just so great.
He was just what a lovely, lovely guy.
But so we were shooting he was delayed a bit because of his flight.
Yeah, bless him.
Anyway, he turned up and then we shot with both of them as well. And the same shot again, walking. Like, oh, hey.
I've literally fist bumped Thiago Alcântara and Jill too many times I can count.
Too many times. But it was so fun and like, all that content's out and it was so fun and so cool and so weird and like just like in between takes just sitting and talking normal to them. Like
with Thiago and Jill, like I never thought starting this account and this account isn't huge. This account has a small steady growth and I'm very proud of it and I love the community we've built. And from this, I got to do this.
Crazy.
This,
yeah.
The coolest thing I've ever been a part of in my life.
So, and not just like for us, but like for all our family as well.
Yeah.
Like my dad is so proud of me. My brother thinks I'm so cool. He's actually followed me on Instagram.
Your brother, who's sat on the balcony right now, man.
He is actually. And like his friends, just a lot of people think, wow, okay.
Yeah.
And it's not even just like, I think for a lot of people that like my dad, maybe like my brother, like just people that are very into like men's football, I think having this happen, I'm going to get emotional. I think having something like this happen to like someone they're related to, like their daughter, their sister, just proves like how much women's football is becoming like an actual thing that's like actually part of people's lives and it's actually successful. And like I'm their example of that.
yeah, I think I definitely agree. Also with the emotional bit.
Sorry, we've been crying a lot.
There's been a lot of tears of happiness, of course, and then emotional come down of just like the best weekend ever. But yeah, I got to like film a video with Thiago for my dad, because obviously my dad's a massive Liverpool fan, and like I feel very, very honoured to have been invited into this space, and to be appreciated in this space, and to also get to be a face, not only a face, but a voice on our own channels, and a voice in the campaign, and a voice in the interview we did about women's football, and even just the whole idea that women's football is massive. Look at all this. Look at what we got to do.
And on this day, we were shooting early. I think, even though like Thiago turned up a little bit late, I think we were still
9:30, 10 a.m. It was 10 a.m. maybe.
9:30, 10 a.m. And good God, look, I don't drink beer before midday. That's kind of the earliest time for kickoff, isn't it?
I mean, like, it's just...
Who does?
It's a bit much at 9 a.m, like having like to top up
but we had to keep sipping it. We didn't obviously have to, but we did.
When it's on tap, it's on tap.
But God, yeah, Thiago thought I was quite funny.
Because you were reacting to having to drink beer at 9 a.m, your face just turning
my face,
up.
I'm quite... Obviously the camera was behind me, but he kept nearly ruining takes laughing at me. But,
he's so sweet.
He's so sweet, but I'm enjoying it now, so...
Yeah, happy. What time is it?
Quite late,
What time was it? 9:30.
9:30.
Not bad.
But that was crazy, and then we did some interviews and more content, whatever, that day. It was very long, quite a long day, very hot.
And then we went to the fan zone.
Yeah, the fan zone was insane. It was so cool, and we also saw Alex Scott and Jessica Lynn there.
Yeah.
But first of all, we headed over to... So all the sponsors were there, so they had a Pepsi.
Yeah, they had their own not stall, but area.
Yeah, and the Heineken one was so cool. And
there was
cool. Actually
upstairs area, downstairs area, and upstairs was you had to have this wristband thing to get in.
Yeah, it's VIP.
Yeah.
Ooh, it was
a VIP.
So there was an event up there with Jill and Thiago actually doing a Q&A all about Superstitious fans, which was literally... I was like, is this fucking play about us?
Yeah, oh my God. And I was stood there oh my God, that's me. They're talking about me. They're they built this truck for these girls. And I was like, oh my God, that's us.
So we got to go to that event, which was so cool. Who was also there? When I saw her up the stairs?
Oh,
Leah Williams'
family.
Which was so cute. Bless them. They're all there loud and proud with Leah flags and stuff. And I thought, that's so sweet. So sweet. So they were there as well. Just a lot of people. And then we filmed more content up there very quickly. And then...
Yeah, if you're watching visually, I'm going to put a video here of Thiago and Jill playing some keepy uppies together.
Yeah, so
and
cool.
then here's us and Thiago playing this game where we had to get the little Heineken lids into little jars, whole things.
Yeah, they say different things.
Yeah, it was superstitious things, what's the best, be with people, the right pub or whatever it was. We were playing this game with Thiago and it was just this is the craziest life to live.
Come here, play. I was like, yes.
Yes,
so,
yes, we will.
Of course.
So of course we will.
So cool, yeah. We had a little drink up there as well, which was nice. And then we headed to dinner.
Well, yeah, we went out for dinner. We went quite far. Went to your favourite restaurants in Qashqai.
Yeah,
it was lovely.
I've been quite a few times there, so familiar with.
And then after that, we danced it up at a little gay bar for a bit.
We did actually,
and then
nice.
We got home because we had a big day of filming the next day.
Big day, full stop. It's Champions League final.
That's okay. Here's where I can't cry for a bit. Okay.
So we were filming that morning, up early, filming, just pure adrenaline, pure scared, fear, but also we knew we had to film, so we were pretty much focused on that morning. Yeah, some
reshooting bits, and then we did some content stuff with Foot Crunch and
we did our Glamour Mag.
The Glamour Mag was that day as well. Yeah. Some content stuff.
Yeah, so we were shooting
some of our own content.
Yeah, we did shoot some of our own content, but we were on set I think till about 12:30 or something, and then we went back to the hotel, chilled for a bit, just got ourselves together, which we didn't think we'd have time to, which was really nice, before we headed off to the game.
But I come down out the elevator.
Yeah.
I'm entering the elevator to go to my room, and someone kind of steps out. But you know when you get out the elevator and you're going in, you kind of like walk into each other and you're like, oh, sorry. And so I do this with this guy, and then I look at him and I go, oh my God, Ian. Like I know him, like I spoke about recently, how I often just point and say people's government names.
Right.
I didn't say Ian Wright, I just said, oh, Ian, like we knew each other. This man don't know me.
No.
He don't. But he just went, hi. And I was like, hi, sorry about that. Hey. And that was it. And I went upstairs and I was like in the elevator, like, Ian Wright. We've always said dream guest on our podcast, Ian Wright. And so I see Ian and I message Sophie and I'm like, Ian's staying in our hotel, like he's downstairs. Weird. I was like,
what?
Yeah, I was like, just met Ian Wright, and you're like, are you kidding me? And you come downstairs and he's still in the lobby.
Yeah, because we had to go down to leave. Our car was literally picking us up. Crazy. I'd
just forgotten something, so I was just running up to go back down and get it.
Yeah.
So when Sophie came back down, he was still just chilling in the lobby with his manager.
He was literally, the doors opened, and like I obviously knew you said he was there, but I was also expecting him to have gone, and also we had to go anyway. But literally the elevator doors opened because we were in separate parts of the hotel. But they opened and he was sat right there. So I was like, okay, right now. I was like, cool.
If I'm going to say something, I'm going to say it now.
I literally went, the doors opened. He looked at me because like, as you would if some doors open next to you.
Also,
and I'm in my bright red Arsenal shirt.
Yeah.
And so he obviously like.
We know, he knows I'm an Arsenal fan. That means I know him.
Yeah. And so I just literally went up. I was like, oh, how you feeling? Like I literally was just like, whatever.
Chat. Confident. You're so good at that.
A great chat. Like genuinely.
I came down and joined you when I was ready to go.
Yeah, when you came down.
A nice guy. His manager, lovely too.
Manager, yeah.
Can't remember what his name was, but he was so nice.
But I was just chatting to him about everything. I was like, how are you feeling? He was like, oh, yeah, like. And I was like, I'm shitting it.
So let's not forget how huge this game was in a sense of how good Barca was and how scared we all were. You heard me on the last episode, not hopeful. Sophie.
But so we were just talking about that. He was like, you can't be like that, you need to like come on. And I was like, yeah, I should. And this is how I brought it in. I was like, yeah, I should be really, because like I meant to be here as a superstitious fan. Like Heineken had brought my lucky pub over, and then I was just talking to him and his manager
context, we did also have a drink in our lucky pub, so like we did manage to get the ritual done before all this.
Yes.
On the day of the game.
But yeah, so I was just showing him it and he thought it was so cool, and I was with Jill, who was like, Jill, and I was like, yeah.
You know Jill, I know Jill, we all know Jill.
Then you came along and then he started talking tactics with us and stuff, and he was like, I was like, what am I doing right now talking tactics with Ian? Also, I wasn't processing anything that happened. I was just like, yeah. And then we ended up, I was like, can I get a picture?
And two of the worst pictures ever taken of both of us. Oh my God,
genuinely awful. Like, thank God we hopefully one day manifest to meet him again, because I need a new picture.
I need a new pic. I don't know what I did when I took your picture, but you look AI generated.
I don't look real. I look angelic, but also like not real.
Like angelic AI.
Yeah, but they are real.
Yeah,
swear.
I don't think someone would like, this is me with Ian Wright. It's like AI generated Ian Wright.
But no, he was lovely and
nice guy.
Great. And then we went outside.
But like we knew that.
Yeah, we knew that.
We knew Ian was going to be lovely if we ever met him.
Yeah.
What a day though to meet him.
I know.
Then we go.
And then we went outside and we're waiting, and then he came out and he was like, bye girls, good luck and stuff.
We're like, good luck to you too.
Like, yeah, so whatever, cool, of course. And then we went to the game.
Yeah.
I was nervous about the game. I'll tell you why I was nervous about the game. Because I thought, so in all the Heineken promo and stuff, we're not allowed to wear branded shirts because licensing and stuff. And so I had a costume the whole time that wasn't a real shirt. And
it was like a red and white jersey.
Yeah, but I was worried I wasn't going to be able to wear my shirt. I was going to wear this under that shirt, and I was going to be hot, but I was like, I need to do it because I can't not wear a shirt.
Superstitious fans, one of the things we weren't allowed to do with our superstitious fans was wear our branded Arsenal jersey and scarf.
But we got to the game, and Marie, the director of Le Pub, who we love.
We love Marie. We love Marie. Marie, if you're watching this,
we love you.
Love you so much. We don't even think you understand. Like, we love you. J'adore Marie.
Is that right?
Yeah, je t'aime is I love you.
Oh.
So j'adore Marie is good.
There you are. But, yeah, she was like, I don't care. Wear it.
Yeah.
We don't care when it's game day.
She's like, also like, we'll just edit things out.
Yeah, she's like,
if we can't have the branding, we'll edit it out.
She's like, whatever. And I was like, good Lord, amen. Because I was like, okay, now I can see us winning.
because I'm in my kit.
I'm in my outfit. And yeah, and then we went to the game. We were being filmed like
The whole way. Big up all the film crew as well. Like,
big up the film crew.
Tommy.
Also like Amira.
Like, just everyone involved.
Genuinely. But yeah, we were being filmed the whole time, which was really fun, but it was so busy and we were like, oh my God. And then we had to go and get accreditation. Well, we had to go with them to get accreditation. But we were in like the most amazing seats.
Branded, comfy, Heineken chairs, beer on tap, in view of the pitch.
Yeah, we were allowed to drink inside the pitch.
Oh my God.
Also, I was middle of the pitch. So like genuinely the best seats in the house.
Yes, I think that's what they said as well. It was silver box or whatever it was meant to be called. But branded Heineken seats, the comfiest seats I've ever sat in. Like, it was just incredible.
Insane.
Like, the chances of that.
Like, drinking up. We didn't have a beer yet, but we were like taking it all and getting pictures.
I might have had a beer, I don't know.
And then
you go to Lou, and then who was it?
Was it Amira?
Yeah, Amira was like, "Where's Sophie?" I was like, "She went to the loo." She goes, "Well, can you message her? She needs to come back like really soon." And I was like, "Okay." She's like, "We have a surprise for you." And I was like, "Sophie, get back right now." She runs back from the loo.
Genuinely, I actually ran. Everyone must have thought I was insane.
And then this woman who obviously works with UEFA, I didn't catch her name.
Yeah.
Lovely woman. She takes us pitch side. Pitch side,
and not just pitch side at a game. Pitch side at the Women's Champions League final.
The final.
Like, that is genuinely like like anyone's dream, but also like a content creator's dream.
Yeah, it was insane.
I bet it was very hard to get.
Yeah, I don't know how they managed to do that. We get down there, we're literally in tears. I'm pitch side, watching my team play the Champions League final for the first time in 18 years, being the only English team to ever won it. I'm stressed, I'm nervous, I'm having the best day of my life. I'm seeing Barcelona warm up, arguably the best team in Europe, if you can't see air quotes now, because obviously what happened. But we're seeing them warm up, we're seeing Arsenal warm up, we're just so excited. Who walks in an Arsenal jersey? None other than Mary Earps.
And right. So I go to her. Our interaction was actually filmed by someone in the stands. I'll put it up here because it's just funny. Because I go to her, if you want to know, behind the scenes. I say, "What you doing wearing that?" I'm like, "What you doing wearing that, girl?"
You're so good.
I don't say hey anything. That's the thing. I don't say hey to people. I just talk to them like I know them.
Yeah.
That's what I did with Ian.
Yeah.
How you feeling? "What you doing wearing that?" And she turns around and she just points to.
It's got a Rousseau jersey.
And then she stays and chats to us and we get a picture because. Duh.
Yeah, we have a nice chat, and then I say, "See you at the Euros, yeah?" And you go, "We're going, we'll see you there." And she goes, wait.
And we were like walking away from each other at this point. It was weird. Like, I don't know what she said, but she said something like,
wait.
But the thing is, when I heard her say something weird, I was like, I'm sure that was nothing important, but also I was like, I feel like it was.
No, because I immediately was like, ooh. Maybe I shouldn't have said that because that whole thing with Hannah Hampton and maybe Hannah's going to play over Mary, like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I'm also classically good at overthinking social interaction. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. Something was a little bit weird. She was a lovely, beautiful, great woman. But then when I said see you at the Euros, I was like, ooh, energy's a bit off. So it comes out that Mary Earps has retired from the Lionesses, which is crazy. I did not see that coming.
We didn't see it coming at all. Like,
even when she was like,
I don't know. I just thought she was like...
something was a little off.
I thought, oh, she's either... Because I didn't hear what she said. I was like, oh, she must be excited to see us. I just thought, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, Mary Earps hates me. Then I was like, okay, no, she obviously just had like something going on behind the scenes that she could tell people that she was retiring.
Like, this was Saturday. Like, people in like her teammates and her manager didn't know until Monday.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Did we know something?
I know something you don't know. Yeah. But actually, she didn't tell us anything. I'm just like really great on picking up people's like weird vibes. I mean, did like we know something that no one else knew because they didn't know until Monday that Mary was leaving?
I know. Did we know something the whole England squad didn't know?
Maybe.
Or
maybe I'm just really, I read into people's energy way too much and I think they hate me.
Yeah. Maybe we just are too sus of everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we went back up. I also saw Alex. Shout out, Alex.
Hey girl, nice to meet you.
She was with PS4, which was cute. So I saw her. I met her a few weeks ago at the Chelsea thing, so it's just nice to see like a familiar face in like a really like overwhelming but awesome situation. Obviously I was with you, but you know, like just...
Yeah, no, she don't know me at all. We actually don't know
but
each
we
other.
were both like so in this whirlwind together. It was like nice to see someone that I was just like familiar with. But yeah, then we went back to our seats and the game began.
I don't even know what to say about the game, because it was just the most beautiful, is the only way I can describe it, beautiful thing I've experienced. The privilege of being able to sit in that space, witness that and witness that game with you.
Yeah. And that experience.
In those seats, with that pitch side experience, with this whole campaign, was just great. It was just brilliant.
I mean, the whole game was stressful, but like, let's talk about our crystals.
Okay, so again, we're not really holistically spiritual, I would say, people. No. Not particularly. But I decided to bring these crystals that we brought that we did the whole fake spell thing for the last one to this game with the intention that we were going to film film another TikTok.
Yeah.
And I forgot. But I brought the crystals and we just decided to hold them. Then all of a sudden, speaking of superstitious fans, the second half of the game, there became this thing between us about putting the crystals to our mouth and kissing them.
So if it was in Barca's half and they were going to score, if we kissed our crystals, they wouldn't score. It didn't matter if it went out for a corner, didn't matter. They did not score. They would not have a chance. It would go over the bar, it would be a corner, it would be like anything.
And genuinely, when I did that, I wholeheartedly believed that it's fine, they won't score because I'm doing this. And I think, I don't know, just leaning into this whole superstitious fan thing that obviously we've been working on for the last week, because we are superstitious fans. Like, we have our rituals, we have our things, obviously the pub, then again, the whole having to wear a shirt, having to be there for North London forever, lift a scarf. And then all of a sudden, this little crystal thing just snuck in out of nowhere.
And even like when it was in our half, which I'm not being funny, we didn't have loads and loads of chances. Of course, Barca dominated possession and we played exceptionally well to stop them from scoring. But when it was in our half and in their half, and when we, just before we scored, I'm kissing my crystals and I'm just like going for it, and then we score. And can I just say, we obviously had that earlier goal that was ruled offside, so
didn't need it.
I was very much aware that like I need to contain my emotions in case this is ruled off, but it wasn't. And it wasn't. And then
and you could see all those people raise their hands, all the Barca players raise their hands. Dina Blackstenius is offside.
Born offside. Not
Bitch.
Today. Apologies, we yapped so much. We've had to switch camera.
Yep, it died, but
we wanted to get it done.
We're in the role now.
We want it out tomorrow.
As we're saying, Stina Blackstenius, she's never offside. She's never offside. Stina Blackstenius, she's never offside. Legend. 74th minute, great timing for a goal.
But honestly, like that, and then, you know, at least 15 minutes to go, and those last, I went for a wee actually. I was like, I need a wee, and I don't know when they're going to be in the section where I need to kiss my crystals, so I just kissed my crystals the whole time.
You kiss your crystals?
I kissed my crystals. I kissed my crystals the whole time, and came back, and about 5 minutes later, we were crowned
European champions for the second time. Sobbing, tears, lots of tears, genuine sobbing. Like, there'll be videos, we can insert some videos here of our reactions of winning.
There should be another video with Heineken coming out, because they filmed us the whole game, pre-game, pitch side the gate, like the post-game, whatever. They filmed the whole thing, so...
Honestly, it was genuinely the most insane experience of my life. And what I keep saying about what a privilege.
What a privilege.
What a privilege to be involved in that.
We are so lucky. We've been to 2 finals together. And we've won both times.
And who was the game changer both times? Stina. So we thank you, Stina, with reference to Conti Cup final last year. And of course the Champions League final this year.
I mean, I genuinely, like, so over the moon and happy for Kim Little, who hasn't been able to necessarily put herself on the biggest stage because, you know, Scotland haven't had that privilege of doing, but she deserves it. She deserves all the glory. And, you know, I thought she'd retire at the end of the season, and
she's in her prime.
She's got another year. But
keep her on.
I am so over the moon for her. I'm so chuffed for Leah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm chuffed for all the girls, but those two and Lotta as well.
Sorry.
I am just ecstatic for them.
It was just an incredible thing to get to see. And that video of Leslie being interviewed afterwards, and it's like, can you put it into words? She's like, no. I was crying. Like, honestly, she's got such a cute little face.
Also, congrats to her brother and partner who have just had their first baby.
Did they? Congratulations.
They had it the day before, so
oh my god,
very emotional.
that's so cute.
Yeah, I mean, I can't describe the emotions. And then to go out, we went back to the hotel, scrambled some food, saw Ian again, had a little chat with him, just like basically a yes, we did it. And then we went out to, I think, Pink Street, and we turned that Pink Street red, and it was
partied with all the Arsenal fans, all the Gooners.
Beautiful, like the impact of women's football is massive, and you can't hide away from it. If you want to say no one cares, try saying it to the people in that street that night, because everyone cares so fucking much. And everyone of different places, you know, everyone of different ages, different genders, you know, different social standings, like everyone was just so happy to be there, and everyone was there because women's football is fucking massive. Yeah, I am just so happy. I can't believe we won it, and I'm not going to stop talking about it. And I just, you know what I need now? I need an Arsenal game, because I need to just be around. I need to be around some Gooners. And I'm hoping the Lioness game, obviously I know it's an England game, there'll be a mix of people, but I'm hoping I get to release a little bit of that on Friday.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there'll be lots of Gooners there. Also, like, I don't know, I can't speak for other English teams, but I'm sure there'll be a little bit of joy that it's come back to England.
I wouldn't if it was Chelsea.
No, not Chelsea fans, but everyone else.
But, you know, I'm hoping...
I got a comment from an Aston Villa fan that was real happy for us.
Good.
So,
but honestly, just the most amazing experience of our lives. We are so utterly thankful to Heineken and the crew and absolutely everyone involved in that whole project.
Genuinely, we'll never be able to express how much that has made me so happy, created so much joy. Just honestly, what a privilege, and to get to do that and be in something so spectacular and just so, it's really, obviously we've been saying this, but just shows how big women's football is now. Yeah. Getting that kind of visibility, obviously, the money.
And in terms of the advertising world, it's done very well. We've heard, like, the industry, it's done really well. People are loving it, and they should, because it's great. And
because we did our superstitious ritual and we won.
And it's so connected with everything we kind of align with and want to do in this space. We're very fan-centred. I think a massive part of football in general, women's, men's, whatever, it's all about the fans.
It's all about community, yeah.
And getting to do a fan-focused project was so cool.
It was amazing.
So aligned and so perfect. And I think that's why when we thought maybe it wasn't going to happen, I think it's why it aligned, the stars aligned, and it worked for us. Yeah. The Heineken stars aligned.
Watch the tattoo come soon.
Yep, Gracie, you know we're on to you.
Yeah. So honestly, we've said it all, but the biggest thank you to everyone involved.
Yeah, and sorry that
Marie, Tommy, Amira, Angela, Matteo, Francesca, everyone. Bruno,
everyone.
Gordon.
Gordon.
Everyone involved, all the people we met. If I didn't name you, still, thank you so much. There's so many people involved in that thing. But everyone was just such a joy to work with. Yeah. Everyone was so kind.
We felt
everyone was so
in with everyone.
Yeah.
We felt friendly.
We weren't just there to film. I feel like I made friends.
Yeah, and genuinely, we made Marie cry.
Love Marie.
Love Marie.
And the also thing I wanted to say is I would not in the world change that experience to do that with anyone else but you.
Stop it.
I am so grateful. The only reason I'm into football is because of you, and the way it's changed my life has just been incredible. I've never felt so happy and supported and involved in such honestly such a glorious community, and you know, thank you so much for being there. And I just getting to share that experience with you is something I'll never be able to change, and I'll never want to change. And I'm just so grateful that we got to do that together.
I love you so much.
I love you so
I'm
much,
so
Sarah
glad I
girls.
got to do that with you.
I know,
This
it's not
has
that we don't spend
also-
time together, we literally live together, but like getting to do that with you is just so insane.
Yeah, also football I think is the pinnacle of our friendship, and like what really, not because of like, it's just because of what it gives us. It gives us like a queer community. It gives us like a space to be fucking loud and like have fun and have some consistency and go to something that's out the house and be a part of fucking something. And we love that, and we want to be here, and this project has proved to us that we can be here and there is space for us, and we're just so over the moon, and we can't wait to hopefully do more, and we're just so grateful and happy and over the moon. And I'm really sorry this podcast today has actually been all about us, but you know what? I think we fucking deserve it. So.
Yeah, this week, don't worry, we'll talk about other stuff next week. Keep an eye out for sometime this month. We'll definitely get on a Pride episode. If anyone has any suggestions of any topics they want us to talk about soon, especially with Euros coming up. But thank you for listening, and hello to everyone who's joined since finding us through the Heineken campaign.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We don't always cry.
No, I'm emotional.
Right.
But
cheers. Heineken, over and out.
The usual.
Thank you.